Welcome to Have a Happy Arty Time. My name's Janette and I'm here with another project, and it'll be another series, but this time I'll be using Collagraphs on the Gelli Plate. So I'm just using a piece of cardboard from a chocolate packet here. I find that anything that has the white on the inside works a lot better. So what we're going to do is cut out our design. I'll show you how I do that. And then we're going to mount it to another piece of card just like this. So I have my image here. I also have my line drawings available. So just email me for your line drawings if you would like them. And I'm going to start cutting this little one out. Now we can see that there's some little sections here that can cut out with scissors. I can go right around this one with scissors. Actually, I don't even need this. And I use my trusty pair of nail scissors to do this. And I've got my drawing, so I'm able to attach it back to my drawing, or at least sit it on there as a guide when I go to stick it down. So I'll show you the process. So I usually just get rid of the larger pieces of card, get in fairly close. Okay, just take a little bit more out of this one. And again, as with me, nothing's ever too perfect. So we just use our drawing as a guide. If we make a mistake, it's okay, we can work it out. So for instance, if I accidentally cut the beak off, I just add another little bit of cardboard in that shape. So I'm just going to chop this little part completely out, and we'll get onto him after. Just go carefully as I can around his little face and along his beak line. And we know that this little tail piece comes off as well. Just chopping that off, adding a little bit more in with my design there because I think it will help, and just edging my way through. We can make them a little bigger too if we'd like to, and I think I do. So if I just find my other little piece here, I know he's here somewhere. There it is, there's a tail. Here it is over here, and I'll just see which one these looks like. And that's definitely going in there, so we know that these are going up the top here, and I think this was the smallest one, so I'm just going to pop him there. Okay, so we have one little swallow right there looking beautiful, and we've got this little one which I'll just buzz through really quickly. Okay, so we have our little pieces here, and I'm going to get another piece. This is from a tissue box. It's white on the inside, so it's protected. And I'm going to do another outline of our birds. Then I'm going to glue this bird into its outline and this bird into its outline. So I have another one here. I was able to cut out the birds as you've seen, and I mounted them onto another piece of card, and they really worked out really well. And I used some of the Liquidex matte gel medium, and it worked out really nicely to glue it on with this. It's given a nice sort of rough finish, and I'm very happy with the little birdies. And what I want to do now is just show you how I mount this again, and we'll get going and make something pretty with this. Okay, so I've cut out all my bits and pieces. There's my drawing. Cut out all my little bits and pieces. I numbered the petals so I'd know where they would go, and I have my stamp base for it here, my Collagraph base, and I've numbered them there so I know where they go. Makes it just a little bit easier, and I'm just going to glue those on there now. Okay, so we'll leave that one to dry and we're nearly ready to make something beautiful. Okay, so I'm back with my Collagraph daisy. I've got that here, just sitting down there, and I'm just going to roll out some different colours on there, starting with a little bit of yellow. Just going in there, not going up that side. There we go, so very good. So far so good. It's early days. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of pink. Now I want a little bit of blue, just a little bit of blue, so less paint. So a little bit of silver on the brayer. Okay, so now I have this acrylic paint. It's from Artbox. It's great. It's very open. It's very, very runny. Don't know if you can hear this. Very, very wet paint. It's a great colour, and I'm going to try it on my Collagraph because I wasn't too happy with the black that I was doing as a practice prior. And I'm going to want this to be roughly around here. So I'm just going to put this down in here and see what we get. Okay, very light again. I should reuse that. And just see if I can't roll this over here. Put that onto the cardboard. Place him down. Go back into here and see what we get. I can also see, might be able to pull that. Okay, I'm liking it, but it's still not enough. So we'll pull this little one off here. That's turned out really pretty. That's a lot wetter on this brayer. So I'll just see if it's going to roll out on here. Make that nice and wet. I should be able to get that back in the same spot again. Yep. That's a lot better. I'm loving this. Okay, so we'll see if it's wet enough. I'm not sure. I'm going to put this down and I'm going to see if we can pull this up. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of masking tape on the bottom of this so that I can have a registration mark, and if I need to redo this, I'm able to do that by just slipping the paper back. Let's pull back and see what we have. And yes, it's worked out beautifully. So we don't really have a stem, so I'm going to just do the stem, see what we get. So remembering this is just cardboard, little tiny thin piece of cardboard sitting on another little tiny thin piece of cardboard. Just our cereal boxes. Place that down there. See if we can get a little bit more of a stem. Lift him up. Place him back on. Just the stem that I was wanting, so that's worked out beautiful. And there we go. It's just lovely. I love it. Loving these little prints. Now you can use any colours, of course, do anything, but this is just a simple little collagraph just to show you how they start out. Now we've got some more collagraphs to do. I've got those little birds and all sorts of things, and then I'm going to do a video with some beautiful Japanese scenery that's made out of a collagraph. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. Now as we go on, this acrylic paint will dry on here and it'll just slowly start to build up these layers. And that's going to be great because it's going to give us an extra height and it'll turn into a better stamp as we go along. Okay, so these were our finished little bits and pieces from our daisy collagraph. Now I'm going to go on to our little swallows and see what we can do with those. Okay, so we've got our beautiful little birds here. They're just such lovely little swallows, drawn up, cut out, and the collagraph has been made, as you know. I'm just going to turn them over the back because I forgot to add my little handle onto them. And it's always helpful to be able to pick that up that way. And so I'll do that for this little one as well. It's great just using tape because they lay flat. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of blue down, and I know that we need to have a little bit of a practice with this because these particular collagraph on the cardboard don't often print real well the first time. Takes a little bit of time and then they start really good. Okay, so just a tiny little bit of blue there. Just going to use blue. Just going to pop our little fella in there. Give him a little press down. See how he is here. He's going to look beautiful. And then I'm going to place him down on the Gelli Plate and just make a little scene with this one. I'm just going to have little birds flying around everywhere. And there we go. So that's what I'm looking for. Just we'll get him on again. Press him in. Okay, so I'm going to let this one dry. So I'll let that one dry too. I might be able to pull it straight away. So I actually found some very pale backgrounds. This was a little bit of marbling that I did. I wouldn't mind putting some on there. And I think I might actually try this one first. Okay, so I'm going to pull this with some clear gel matte medium. I know that's dry. Place that on. So I'm just going to place this under these two heavy books. This one on this way. And I'm going to leave that there for about 20 minutes. And I'll be back. But before I go, I'm going to have a little peek at this one. So let's see. I can see our little birdie impression there. And as we pick this one up, not seeing him very well. So I'm going to add that matte gel medium onto here as well and put it under the heavy book as well. And I'm actually going to turn this one over, sit him on that heavy book and place another book on top just to weigh him down a little bit. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. I'm just going to remove this. Take this one up that way, lay him down, pick up my two books and see what we have here. Now that's still wet. You can see that there, it's just got to dry. So I'm going to leave it here to dry now. And this little one, unfortunately I left this one on the plate for way too long and it got ruined. Never mind, a lesson learned is not a waste of time. Now this is starting to dry a little bit more. Let's hope it's going to work. So here we have our little birds. They're flying around everywhere. They've worked beautifully on that. Okay, I can add a little eye in there. Oh, I can see so much potential. So I've got that there, our blue. hardly left it. It's so hot and so dry. Let's try again. Okay, so we let him dry. I'll just get a little bit of this again. Give it a roll. Okay, so get our gel medium again. We're just going to place this down here. Do I leave it under a heavy book or do I give it a pull now? I think under a heavy book. Still cold to touch, so there we go. This one's still, well, that's dry now, so I'm going to add a little bit of this over here. That's lovely. I'm going to do that again. This will make a nice background for those birds. Okay, so two nice backgrounds for those little birdies. I can stamp them up. A little bit of cobalt blue this time. I can see where he is. Lovely. The other one. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's get this little fella on. Here's hoping. Oh, it's beautiful. They're going to work out really lovely. I'm so excited. Now this one, I can do a little bit to make them look a little bit better afterwards, but this is just great. See if we can get him up. Loving them. Okay, put them aside quickly. And I'm going to lift this book up. Hope I didn't damage anything underneath there. And we'll see if we can get this off. This is just beautiful. So only a little bit to do on here. Having a lot of fun. Got these little prints. Gorgeous. Just see what we can do here. Let's see what we can get. Put that down here. Okay, let's see. Just wonderful, and of course we had our print from before, which is beautiful as well. And then another runoff sheet, and I'm looking at this one and I'm loving the way that little bird sits above there, so I've got something planned for a page in a mixed media for this one as well. And I will show you these finished up. I'll do them off camera. I'm just going to use some gel pen and do that, and I'll just flick those photos in at the end. Okay, so this has been so much fun. We've done the flowers, we've done the birds now, and our next video we're going to be doing something a little bit more intricate. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for being with me for this part of the journey, and I wish you all a happy arty time. Stay safe. Bye for now.